Hey, what's up guys? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm setting up my ball python's enclosure. So this is going to be a baby ball python, and I wouldn't recommend this size of a tank for a baby. Actually, most people wouldn't recommend it. As a baby, you want a very small tank or just a smaller tank. So this tank here is going to be 12 inches by 30 inches. And so it is going to be pretty long, or longer than your average tanks. And not only that, but it's also pretty tall, which one is going to be harder to maintain humidity. Two, it might be harder to maintain heat or a higher temperature, but I definitely think it's possible. Now I do have a smaller tank as well, which if at any point my snake doesn't want to eat or she just doesn't seem comfortable, then I'll probably switch her to the smaller tank. But I definitely want to try this bigger setup. I have a lot of accessories, a lot of things that I'm going to be adding to this setup, and so I'm hoping that it's really going to feel cluttered so that the snake doesn't feel overwhelmed. But like I said, we do have the base. And so here I'm not going to be using wood chips, I'm going to be using coconut husk. And the great thing about coconut husk is that it retains a lot more moisture. And so if you feel like you might have a moisture problem, coconut husk is the way to go. Not only that, but it's a lot squishier and feels fuller than wood chips. And so it'll help with creating that barrier between the heat pad and your snake. Now for me, one trick that I've been using ever since I got my first snake is whether I'm using wood chips or coconut husk, I always end up adding this Enclosure plantation soil. And so I don't know if you can tell, but it's very fine. It's not thick like dirt. It almost feels and looks like very thin, very fine dust. Here you can kind of get a better look at it. And so this Enclosure plantation soil has been great in keeping humidity and also absorbing a lot of the moistures. So as you can see, it has tropical terrarium substrate. And so because it is that tropical terrarium, it's going to be great in assisting you in keeping humidity high. So as you can see here, we have the substrate, but it's very thick, very open, very airy. And so what I'm going to do is sprinkle some of this plantation soil throughout the entire substrate. Then I'll mix it. But with time, all this soil will go to the bottom. And so it's just going to create a more fuller, thicker substrate. And I found that my snake really enjoys it. Alright guys, so as you can see, I put some of this plantation soil inside the substrate. And as you can tell, it's very dusty. Alright guys, so I kind of dispersed it a little bit. Not too much, because with time, it's all going to go to the bottom. And so this now seems to be perfect. The substrate currently is about an inch thick. And now I'm just going to start setting up the hides, the water bowl, artificial plants. I've been debating if I should use artificial plants or real plants. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing. But in the next video, I should have everything set up and the snake should be in the tank. So make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.